Hey guys, my name is Alicia and I make thrifting videos every single week on my channel, so if that's something you guys are interested in, you should definitely stick around. But today we are going to be thrifting at Value Village, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of show you guys my tips and tricks for how I find vintage clothing, since that's the clothing I'm always on the lookout for. That's what I'm most interested in. So I wanted to show you guys basically how I determine if something's vintage or not. I'm so annoyed because I completely forgot to bring my donations to get the 20% off coupon, so we're not going to be getting that today. And we are at not my favorite Value Village ever, but it's a good one. It's a pretty good one. So let's go see what we can find. Let's go thrifting. So when looking for vintage, I always start in the men's jeans because it's almost always a guarantee. And already I found a couple pairs. So for this pair, I noticed this brand Manager. That's a vintage brand. I don't know if they still manufacture these anymore, but just telling from the label, it looks old. But the dead giveaway here would be that Made in Canada tag. That's how I know for sure these are vintage, because as you guys probably know, clothing is not manufactured in Canada or the USA really anymore. So if you see that Made in Canada tag, it's almost a guarantee that it's vintage. These are unfortunately $15.99, so I will not be picking them up. Another good one is this one. This is by the brand 725 Originals, which I believe used to be sold at Walmart. You can just tell right away, once again, this tag, it just looks pretty old. But once again, that dead giveaway is right in here, Made in Canada. So as I'm looking, I'd say I first looked at brands, like these Levi's, and then secondary, I would look at the tags, so I can tell right away. These are modern Levi's tags. These are definitely not vintage. So here's another really good example. Honestly, just this colorway and this fading really caught my eye. I could just tell that this was old. But then again, right away, you can see Adidas Made in Canada. And overall, this logo and everything, you can just tell that it's vintage. But once again, Value Village. What the fuck is this price? For a hoodie, I'm gonna have to put it back. For example, this beautiful Guess Jeans USA crew neck sweater. There's a bit of fading here, but underneath it does say Made in USA. So once again, another vintage piece that is really overpriced. Here's an example of something that's not vintage. Anytime you see the logo tag thing printed directly onto the shirt, that is a sign that this is new. This is definitely a newer technique. So this is definitely not vintage. Here are some more really good examples. This tag just looks really old, once again. Made in Canada. Way too overpriced though, but gotta appreciate the acid wash and like all the little details like that. Gotta love this. We got this vintage Fila, literally just a plain gray t-shirt. Exact same size. Tell me why one is $5.99 and one is $9.49 for literally just a plain gray t-shirt. Makes absolutely no sense. You have to notice the difference between this one, which is vintage, really nice high quality embroidered tag. Meanwhile, this one just kind of like printed onto the tag there, so that is a big thing to look out for. This one's really interesting because, as you can see from the tag, it does say Made in Canada, but look at that tag. No embroidery, it just looks really new. And if you look at the design, it's just printed on the back. It has hashtags, so obviously this is very modern, not vintage. So you do have to be careful. Some things are made in Canada, most are not, but just because it says Made in Canada is not always a guarantee. You gotta look out for the other things as well. And of course, if you're lucky enough to find a single stitch t-shirt, that means it's really old, really vintage. As you can see, there's 2 stitches here. If it only had one, that's a pretty sure sign that it's going to be vintage. It definitely gets complicated because, you know, what does vintage even mean at this point? Vintage is technically anything 20 years or older. Anything from like 2002 and beyond is technically vintage. So appreciate this beautiful sweater. Now this one's tricky because the tag is embroidered. It's really nice, 100% wool, but it is made in Macau. So to be honest, I don't know if this one's vintage, but it definitely looks old. I personally think it is, but I don't know for sure. Once again, Value Village. Why? Yes, I haven't found one of these in so long. This is so cute. It's kind of small, but it'll work. I was just having a peek in the women's jean jackets to see if I could find a match for this guy. Normally I don't have the best of luck, But I found this like new Levi's little crop jacket. It's kind of concerned because like this is really small, but like look how perfectly that fits on there. It is pricey, but for like a new or Levi's jacket, I think it's worth it. Really good example of newer Levi's. They have this like leather kind of tag that looks like this, and these are like the premium kind of ones. So these are definitely newer. These pants are absolutely fire. Actually, got a similar pair recently from this brand, but these ones are kind of tricky because as you can see from the tag, they're made in China. But just telling from this really nice old looking tag, and just telling from the style, these are definitely from the early 2000s, so I personally would consider these vintage. Careful, because at first glance, these look vintage. Like, they've got that thick denim, that tag, but if you look at the tag, they're actually just H&M, so it's obviously H&M just trying to recreate like a vintage style. So in the women's cardigans, they're definitely a little trickier. There's this one, for example, really cute, made in Canada. This one I believe is made in Taiwan, but that tag definitely vintage. I think my method here is to kind of skip over anything that feels kind of cheaper. Found this vintage skirt. I love selling these. They always sell really good. Has that vintage tag. It's not vintage. It literally says 2011 on it, but it's only $3.99, and I just think it's so cute. It's like space and stuff. Definitely don't need another t-shirt, but I really want it. Little chateau top. It's only $5. I thought that could be kind of cute for summer. I don't know though. Little hand knit sweater vest for only $5.99. But I feel like it's just going to fit a little bit weird, to be honest. Look at the tag for this one, so cute, made in the USA. I'm not a fan of this detailing, so I'm gonna leave it behind. Also, the price is really expensive. I feel like this is the most ironic thing, somebody getting their Fashion Nova dress dry cleaned. Oh my god, guys, look at this adorable Tommy girl jeans vintage made in Canada dress I just found. So cute. I really want to get it, but it's $9.49. And that's really going to send me over budget. I don't know what to do. I think I'm just gonna hang on to it for now. Guys, I'm so happy. I just found this in my purse. I did not realize I had this, so that is gonna help a lot. Guys, I'm actually struggling so hard right now if I should get this dress or not. Like, it's so cute, but like, it's kind of expensive. I mean, I do have that coupon now. I just really don't know. Okay, I decided I'm getting it, so I'm gonna check out, but you guys have to stick around to see the rest of the haul and the try-on photos. Alright guys, so I'm back from the thrift store and I'm going to show you guys everything that I ended up getting and do a little try on of everything. So I ended up spending $33.86 on 4 items, which is pretty pricey to be honest. This particular Value Village, especially this time, was super expensive. Like, everything was just like $10 at least for no reason. Like, even just like the most plain t-shirt was $10. Probably gonna be avoiding this particular Value Village, even though I do find some pretty good stuff there. So I definitely went a little bit over budget for this trip because I try to aim to hit the $20 mark. Now we're hitting the $30 mark with this. So this is definitely going to be a little smaller of a haul compared to like last week's, for example. But I am really happy with everything that I did end up getting. So the first thing that I ended up getting was, yes, this floral vintage skirt. These have been doing really well on my shop lately, so I figured I should pick it up. It is about, I think, a 33-inch waist. This one's definitely more of like a midi to maxi length, which I really love. It has a little bit of a slit at the bottom here, And I really loved this floral pattern because I feel like most of the ones I find usually like black and white or incorporate only like one color. But this is really pretty because there's actually like purple and orange and a little bit of blue. So it's a little bit more colorful than the ones that I normally find. It has this really cute button and zip up closure on the side along with the vintage tag, which I love. And with my coupon, this skirt actually ended up costing $6.39 before taxes. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. I can usually find these skirts for like $3.99, $4.99, but I figured with the coupon, it wasn't too much of a jump in price. But yeah, really excited to see how this one does. So then the next thing that I got is, yes, this Tommy Hilfiger dress. I was really debating buying this because it's a little expensive and I knew it was going to be the item that was going to bring me over budget, but it's just so adorable in this like bright red color with the Tommy Girl Jeans little logo on the front and the stripes going down the side. And of course, because it's vintage made in Canada, that kind of sealed the deal for me. I was also looking at some comparisons on Poshmark and Depop, and there really wasn't anything like this on Depop currently, so I thought it was a good idea to pick up, even though it probably isn't going to sell until closer to the summertime. So with the coupon, it actually ended up being $7.59 before taxes, so still a little bit expensive, but for a dress, it's honestly not that bad because I feel like the dresses at Value Village are insane. They're always like $15 to $20. So even though this was kind of like a struggle, I'm glad I did end up picking it up. And then next, of course, I found the most adorable little teddy needlepoint pillow. If you guys didn't know, I actually rework denim jackets and I kind of add these details to the back of the jackets. And lately, I've been having a hard time finding these. Like, I don't know what it is. Whenever I go to the thrift store, I haven't been finding them. So when I saw this one, I was very, very excited, especially because it's teddy bears, which is honestly my favorite thing to find. Sometimes I find cats or like other animals, but the teddies are my favorite. And after the discount, it was only $1.99, so that was an easy decision to make. I knew I was going to pick it up no matter what, but because of the size of it, I usually get pillows that are probably twice this size. So I was kind of thinking in the back of my mind that this was going to be a little bit difficult to work with depending on the jacket. So when I came across this jacket, I thought they were like the perfect match made in heaven. I usually never find a pillow with a matching jacket in the same day. It usually takes me like multiple days in between. Sometimes I have to go on Poshmark and like find the right jacket there. So I feel really lucky that I found this one. And it's one of the newer Levi's style. You can tell by this like new looking actual leather patch on the inside, and the tag does indicate that this is part of their premium collection. So this was definitely an expensive jacket originally, and like I said in the vlog, the sizing is just perfect because otherwise if I went with like a full-size jacket, there would be so much extra space at the bottom, it would look a little bit off. So this is just perfect. And I haven't done a black jacket yet, so this will be interesting to see how it does. It is a size small, which I usually try to pick up larger sizes just because, for one, I feel like people prefer an oversized fit, and for two, I just like to accommodate two more ranges of sizes. But I was actually surprised, like when I tried this on with my big sweater on underneath, there's actually still a lot of room in the arm. So this was definitely the item that kind of increased the budget and was most expensive, and normally I would never spend that much on a single item, but because these are, you know, my reworked pieces, I know I'm able to sell them for a higher price, so it's okay if I invest a little bit more in the materials to make them. And with that being said, after the discount, this jacket was only $13.99, which is actually a really amazing price for a denim jacket. Not to mention, it's like brand new Levi's. My budget for jackets is usually no more than $25, so this is well underneath that. So I feel like I got really, really lucky with this one. You guys probably won't see the finished product in this video. I probably won't have time to make it by then. So you guys should definitely follow me on my Instagram. I will be posting the finished result there, and it will be for sale. So I will definitely leave that linked below. So that's everything I ended up getting. Even though it was a small haul, I feel like I got some really good pieces. And I hope that my tips for finding vintage items was helpful. It definitely becomes easier with practice, and like after a while you just kind of look at something and you know right away whether it's vintage or not. So let me know what your favorite piece I found was in the comments. And if you guys are new here and you like thrifting videos, you should definitely subscribe because I make thrifting videos every single week. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon.